So I need to either protect Mitzi's leg from, we need a barrier between me and the pad. So some people like to take the time to individually wrap their pads like these, and so now I can put a pad here and I can put my other wrapped pad on the other side. And then maybe I've got a little thing to hold them on there, and I can put them right over her. So I could either put it around the circulation. If it's a fairly superficial wound, I might actually put a pad right smack on top of the wound. If it's not a big, deep, weepy wound, I can put a covered piece of plastic actually over a wound. Or if I'm doing neuropathies, I'm going to try to put it over where I think those nerves are running. You know, the peroneal nerves right here behind her fibular head. So maybe one of them's back there, maybe one of them's down here. I can put 4. I can put as many pads on the person as I want. So some people will individually wrap their pads. It takes a little bit longer. Some people will actually just wrap their patient and then put the pads on. So I'm going to see how I do with my target wrap up. Somebody else might actually just see, I just eat everything at dinner, so I don't have to
Hang on.
use the plastic wrap. So, I don't know which is faster, wrapping her or wrapping my pads. If I'm wrapping my pads, maybe I can do that before she shows up, or have my tech do it or something. But I need a barrier. I am still going to need to clean my pads occasionally. These machines, there's not really anything easier to use. There's a little on-off button here. When I turn it on, there's a knob on either side for the 4 pads. I turn it on and I see a little red bar. The higher I turn it up, the more bars there are. You don't even get information that tells you too much about how many bars. Some protocols you'll read will say, yeah, do it at 6 bars, and most of the time, I think your book maybe says 8. Most people flip these on, turn them all the way up, and let them sit. The one thing I don't like about this machine is that I can't tell which of these goes to which. So I guess, let's see if I can. Yeah, it doesn't tell me. I would assume that those 2 go to this side, and those 2 go to that side, but it's definitely not clearly labeled which, so I tend to use all 4 pads. The other machine I have is that they're actually labeled, you know, these 2 go to this side of this branch, and these 2 go to this side.
How do you know that it's working?
You really don't.
So how do you
Some
know?
people will feel warmth, but is that because their legs wrapped in plastic
Yeah.
or because of the light? I kind
I'm
of,
surprised that you can't see the light.
but it's infrared, which means it's what?
It's an invisible one.
Which means, what are our 2 ends of our spectrum? There's infrared, ultraviolet. So I'm on the outsides of my visual spectrum. So I'm not going to see the light.
So how do you know?
I can see the light, but I'm not going to see the light.
How does the patient know that, like your friend's
Because
father?
you just told him.
No, your friend's father. that
He notices.
It stopped, and he could relate, or he knew.
How did he know it was working? It was helping?
Versus not
He was
working.
actually, well, because it was related to a PT, they were actually doing monofilament tests. You know, you guys learned your monofilament tests, right? And he could start to feel further down with his, he was getting more sensitivity. He was able to use lighter and lighter monofilaments and feel it further down his leg.
And then once he stopped, that
And
went
then
away.
when they took it off, he started losing that sensation again. It's not going to fix the neuropathy, and there is no evidence that says that if I do it every day for a year, that my nerves are going to be regrown and I'm not going to need it anymore. So he just continues to use it.
It's kind of like rugging.